You're welcome to Mentor Ish. My name is Temitope Pake, and I have with me a beautiful guest today, my big brother, Mr. Biodun Folawiyo. Now, Mr. Biodun is the MD or CEO of Shoe Speed. Shoe Speed is a Nigerian brand, a Nigerian shoe brand, where you get to make handmade shoes, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I really love about Shoe Speed is the quality. Now, I'm saying this because when I think about getting a gift item for anybody, say my male friends, you also make feminine shoes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know I mostly get shoes for male friends, and the feedback I've been getting has been wonderful. Like, especially the comfort in your shoes. Like, when they wear the shoes, they don't exactly feel so much strain on their legs. And so your craft, your quality has remained through the years. That's one reason I have you here. And also because, honestly, you've been a very important person in my life. Whenever I get to talk to you, there's always this new drive, new zeal, motivation that you pour into me. And I feel like having you here on this show would be a good option or good reason. So that's why we have Mr. Biodun here on Mental Ish. So Mr. Biodun, I'd like you to just say a few words about yourself. Just tell us briefly about yourself so we get to meet you.
All right, thank you so much, Tope. It's a privilege to be here. Like you rightly said, my name is Biodun Folawiyo. I've been privileged to manage Shoe Speed. It's a leather and shoe outfit. We produce shoes, we repair shoes, male, female. We make accessories, belts, wallet, key holders, leather key holders. Gift box that have leather products in it. And we also make folders for hotels, in-room folders, many folders, view folders, and we also run an academy. In our academy, we've trained over 6,000 people in the last 11 years, and Shoe Speed has been around since 2005.
Wow. Okay. Because I was going to ask, like, how long has it been in existence? But thank you for answering that. So my next question would be, what birthed Shoe Speed? Like, how did Shoe Speed come to be? How did it come alive?
Yes, so I grew up I was raised by a single mom, right? And my dad was an academician. He was a professor before he passed on. And also, for my surname, my uncle, my relative are known for commerce, business. So my mom she was into business. I just, at some point in my life, at the early stage of around 10, 12, I decided to, structure my purpose in life.
Okay.
I decided to paint the picture of the future that I want for myself. And I realized that for me to have that picture come to reality, it can't be 9 to 5. For me, I might start with 9 to 5, but I have to create a lot of 9 to 5s for people, to be able to have the picture, that I want for myself. And what's that picture? The picture for me is to live a very comfortable, joyful life with my immediate family and for humanity. So for everything I'm thinking about for myself, for everything I want to acquire, I'm also thinking about the next person. I'm thinking about, the closest is my member of staff. All right. So if I'm thinking of buying a new phone, as simple as that, I'm thinking to myself, is there anyone amongst them that also needs to change his phone? So what can we do? Can we can this organization afford to buy them another phone? Or can we give them a soft loan that they have to pay over some time? Because if I need it, they will most likely also need a phone.
That's very thoughtful.
That's just as simple as that. All right. So if I'm thinking of, at some point in my life, I need to be able to, have a shelter over my head, my own personal house, I should also think about them. Should we come up with housing loan so that at a certain time in their life, they can boast to say that part of the things they've been able to benefit is having a shelter over their heads.
Let me quickly say this. That's very thoughtful, because you rarely find CEOs or bosses that really think about their staff. Most bosses, just care about what you can bring into the table. But it's rare for you to find. I'm saying there are some good bosses that I also know. I'm saying when you pick a number of persons, most persons are always about how can I benefit. So it's refreshing to see that you really care about people, like the details you're putting into it, like their shelter, even things as little as things that they use and they need for their daily living. That's very nice. That's very thoughtful. Okay, you can continue.
All right. So I mean, yeah, I understand the fact that quite a number of times you see CEOs. I mean, I've also been burnt many times.
Yeah.
You just like you said, a lot of CEOs they just concerned about what you bring to the table.
Exactly.
Same way with employees. Some employees are not concerned about the progress of the organization. They're just concerned about what you get.
True.
Yeah, so fine. But for me, it's you just do your part. Do your part as a CEO, as a good CEO, such that when the good employees come, they will identify you. Like attracts like.
Yes.
And they will see, yeah, this is home.
Yes.
And the funny thing is that the employees that opposite your value, when they step into your space, they can't stay long. All right, the system naturally will speed them up.
Yes, reject.
All right, so it's the reason why we have people that have been with us for 7, 8 years. Some even got offers that are better than ours.
Right.
But they turn it down because they say, look, I see a future here.
Yes, they're happy here.
Yeah, they're happy. I mean, they feel like, they're part of
home.
This is home.
Like it should be.
Exactly. So for me, these are some of the mental pictures I've painted in the past. That for me, I knew that I needed to become an entrepreneur deliberately.
Right.
Chasing after something beyond me.
Right.
All right. So my goal is beyond the psychological needs of life. Food, clothing, shelter.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe we human beings are too loaded. We're too loaded by God for just you.
Yes.
I mean, come on. Yeah. I mean, there are too many things.
Yes.
Think about an entrepreneur that is worth $1 billion.
Right.
$1 billion. Just think about the basic things. This guy is worth $1 billion. How much are you going to spend on food? How much are you going to spend?
Realistically. Yes.
Think about it. So if what you spend, like every other time, maybe in a year, as a conservative entrepreneur, is probably maybe $100,000 or $200,000 compared to $1 billion. Can you see the gap?
The gap, yeah.
All right. So it means that the balance you have on your worth, haven't catered for your basic needs. What are you going to do with it?
And that's the thing. When you have a drive that is bigger than you, the motivation, the push is different. Because now you're chasing so much more and the drive is just different. I feel like everybody should begin to see life that way.
Yeah.
Think past just your own immediate needs and your own immediate family. Like look at how you can impact the world, make a difference, whatever it is you're doing, right? It can be anything at all. Everyone has different talents, different dreams, different purpose. But I think it's important to just find your own niche and just work towards it. And I'm glad you have, because whenever I talk to you, there's always something new to learn, and then always seeing you, like, you always motivate me. And I'm really glad that you agreed to do this with me. I'm so happy you did.
You're welcome.
So my next question is, definitely as someone in business, I know you faced a lot of challenges. Considering how long you've been in business. So what are some notable challenges you faced and how you were able to navigate your way through it?
Yeah, well, this question is always like because challenges in business, especially in this part of the world.
Yes.
It's like you're trying to separate. It's like you're trying to separate your head from your body.
Right.
So it's continuous. So what I just say is that you, at every point in time, as you mature in business, in age, in life, you learn to live with the challenges. You learn to live with them and still stay happy. right?
Okay.
So, how do you explain having to pay a loan? You have to pay up some money. You're owing a certain amount. The next 24 hours, you need to pay some money. You don't even have 2% of it. How do you grant an interview and do your best? What skill have you developed in such situation? What do you do? Have you, I mean, so I liken it to going into a building and you see fire extinguishers everywhere. You see fire instructions, safety instructions, you know. I mean, so at times you just like to think, are they pessimistic that something might happen? Yes, something might happen. But in case it happens, you've been sort of educated on the things you need to do so that you don't feel the impact of it.
Right.
So a lot of people get really strangled by their challenges because they've not built skills over time.
True.
So if you've been skeptical or scared of challenges, hey, come on, you'll come.
Yeah.
You'll fail. So how do you, what cushioning effect? How do you build a sort of immunity around you so that when it happens,
you're able to withstand?
Yes, and that's how, that's the way I live my life. All right, so I think to myself, like the typical example I gave, I've built skills on how to call account officer. To say, don't wait for them to call you, you call ahead. You're supposed to pay tomorrow 24 hours. So you're expecting some cash. Probably have to give me 72 hours. All right, and they'll, how are you doing? Check on them first. As well. The last time you told me that work is getting stressful. How is it now? Okay. I mean, I'll send you. Have you read the ebook I sent to you? And you're talking to your account officer.
Yeah, right.
So somehow you've been able to make her feel, or you feel like, yeah, this person is not like one of those that will pay. Who would pay?
So that's like relationship skill.
Yeah, relationship skill. And but beyond the relationship, there has to be a level of confidence in you.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah, I will sort this out. I will sort it out. Even when you don't have it figured out.
Right.
Don't worry, I will get this. So how do you also deal with disappointment? How do you deal with betrayal? Yes. How do you deal with rejection?
Those are good questions,
yes.
really.
How do you deal with betrayal? This guy or this person you put all your hopes, trust in, the level of relationship you have with this person.
Yeah.
How do you deal with betrayal from your husband, not boyfriend, from your wife, not girlfriend, from your sister, blood, same mother, same father? You know, people give excuses. If no wonder it is a polygamous setting, that's why your brother. I mean, I'm talking about people that you will least expect to, you know, betray you, disappoint you, reject you, is how much you've loaded yourself with. Rejection, betrayal, disappointment has a lot to do with esteem. Your own esteem.
You're correct, because for me personally, I feel like when people do things to me, maybe people I least expect or people I hold very dear to my heart, I find that the excuse I'm able to give for them is as a result of what I know. For instance, I might be like, okay, this person is human. Yeah. So I give them excuses. I even like create excuses for them. And I feel like it's because of who I am. And I tend not to look at their wrongs. Because when you keep dwelling on their wrongs, really you won't be able to move past it.
Exactly.
That's the truth.
Exactly.
But when I just look at it, okay, this person is a human being, there's room for mistakes. And as long as the person is willing to make adjustments, right?
What if they're not willing to make adjustments?
Well, if they're not willing to make adjustments, personally, I just let them go.
Yeah, so that's it. You know, we act to the best of our knowledge at the time.
Right.
That's one of the excuses I give to people when they misbehave. Do you understand? We are all getting better every time. Someone who had also done something that you felt was nothing, and someone saw it as everything. Then 2 years, 1 year, 3 years down the line, you then saw it as, oh, what I did that time was not good. Now you've now become a better person. Now you're not acting to the best of your knowledge at that time.
True. I just saw it that way.
Do you understand? So I just question their makeup. I question their source. What do they feel about? I question their view of life. I question their perspective. I question their philosophies about life. I question how they define success in life. I question what they live for. I question why they are alive. You get? Now I'm pushing it back to them. So I start to feel for them than feel for myself. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So, and that's how I deal with challenges. That's why I deal with problems. Do you understand? And that's why I don't compare myself with my friends. Some of my friends are way, way better than me financially. But yet they don't joke with me. Why? Because they just feel that Biodun has a lot to offer. He has a lot deep down. Some tell me that I'll be surprised if you don't end up becoming a billionaire in dollars. They know. So also the concept of timing. My mates are married. I'm so age, I'm not. So what about those that are married and better they got married?
True.
So what is marriage about? Why do you want to marry? Others are getting married. Why do you
want to get married?
Oh, are you trying to get married so that someday you become lazy as a parent and your children start to feed you?
Or are you trying to get married for companionship?
Happiness, or because you want to change your
Sorry. Right. Or because you feel you're getting older.
You're very getting. So for some people,
so what's your motive?
Yes. So for people that want to have children, that will then be feeding them, they will just sit down and turn their children to their source of pension.
Right.
Would feel very bad if you don't get married. So you get it?
True.
And some of these things are unconscious. They are looking at, as a young person, they are looking at the next door neighbor, the man that brags, that car, my son that bought it too. We just go back from the US. I think they bought the ticket. They're not looking at the man's age. The man is 70. His first son is 30.
And they calculate, okay, so you got married at this age.
40. Me, I'm 45. Who will take care of me? But you see yourself as, I always see myself from the perspective of that I would always remain a billionaire. Yes. I would never have to wait on my children.
As it should be, yes.
So even if at 70 my kids are 21, not bothered.
Exactly.
Right. So even if all they can buy for me at that age is a box of chocolates. Daddy, for my savings I got this for you. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
A lot to
you really,
yeah.
It's not like you have to, but if you do, like, it's fine.
Exactly.
It's all good.
Okay, so your why should always be the reason why you live. Your why. Once your why is another person's why, you're done. Once your why does not have roots, does not have any grip on humanity, on sustainability, on things that will still be here even when you're long gone. If your why is fickle, if your why is based on trends and public opinion and popularity, then you might end up still being very unhappy.
True. I'm buttressing on what you mentioned earlier. I also feel like, well, we all know life is in stages, but I'm also a party to persons starting out small or getting into maybe starting from a little goal, just climbing your way up. Because as you go up, there's so many challenges you face. You learn how to navigate through it. You learn so many skills and techniques that would be
useful
exactly for you. Personally, it has helped me because seeing where I came from, and I'm still growing, of course, and I look at a lot of things I go through right now and I remember the things I've been through in the past. It makes it easier to be able to navigate through, as opposed to if I was just launched into it, like starting from here. I feel like I would have crumbled a long time ago. So you would have gained mastery of your craft. You'd also gain emotional strength, tenacity, and of course you just have this push and drive that no matter whatever. And because you've scaled through some things in the past, okay, this is just a phase. It will pass too. So it makes it easy to be able to surpass it.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, That's it pretty much. And it's also just to touch on what you said about starting small. One of the reasons why you have to start small and start early. Early is relative. Early is relative.
Okay.
So I'm always very careful with numbers. Numbers can be very deceiving across board. Age, figures, financials, profits, losses, gains, turnover, all those things.
So your early doesn't necessarily mean age.
Age, your early is when you call morning. We're in Nigeria.
Yes.
What time is it? It's 10:45.
Okay.
What time is it in Houston? What time is it in China? They're still in bed. They mean they are lazy.
No.
They're better than us. They end up becoming very rich than you. They think you wake up before them.
Wow.
So your early is early. Your early is
when you wake up to a new dream.
Yeah, when you feel like,
something.
Now I need to get this done.
Right.
So I'm not saying, so that's why I always give that concept of what you feel you need to do to move you forward in life. Do it against all odds consistently for 21 days, or do it consistently 21 times.
Right. Sorry, Mr. Biodun, I'm glad you mentioned this because I have a number of friends that they want to start something and then they begin to give excuses that I wish I started this when I was this age. I would have gotten this by now. So early, like you said, is when you realize that you need to get something done, like start it. Stop beating yourself up over the past and the fact that you didn't get started then. Besides, this might have even been the best time for you to start. Maybe that's why the idea just crept up on you.
Exactly.
So I just had to chip that in.
Yeah, so question is, what about what you're supposed to do now that you will get again in under 2 years? So when I'm seated with such persons, so forget about that. So what about the things you're supposed to do now that you might regret in the next 2 to 3 years that you didn't do now? You always have a list of such things, but they won't tell you until the time they feel, mark my word, the fear is late. KFC. If you read the story of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No, I haven't.
Started at I think age 65.
Whoa.
Yes. You can Google successful men across the world that started at an older age. So then you know that time is relative. Early is relative. Start small, start early. Start small, start early, so that you can fail fast because you are bound to fail.
And then you learn from it.
Learn. So some people's books, the prices of the books, the quality and the value of the documentary, it's the weight and the value around their failures. You hear of Thomas Edison?
Yes.
The guy that tried many times.
Yes.
Invention of bulb.
Yeah.
You understand? What makes the story interesting is their failures. Nelson Mandela, 27 years behind bars. That story, that part of the whole story is not complete. Whether you say it or not. When you say Nelson Mandela, that comes to mind.
Yes, it does.
All right. So it's about, time is very, very relative. All right. So I won't let you give me the impression that at my age, or okay, I feel you are younger than me. Maybe someone that is 22, maybe I'm 30, and I've seen what the person is achieving at 22, which I could not achieve at 22. And then I've allowed it to shatter the rest of my life. I made a successful consultant some years back. We're talking. Should be almost 60 now. We're talking. And he looked at me. He said, I'm grateful to God that I started early.
Okay, that you started early.
He said he was talking to himself.
Okay.
I said, how old are you? I think that's at that time. I think I was 26, 25. So the first time I heard the word success I was 38.
Whoa.
The first time I knew there was something about being successful, about deliberate living, purpose. I was 38, 37 or 38.
Whoa.
So that was the first time.
First time.
Like the things I ate for the first time, you had ate it by maybe 22.
Exactly.
You understand? I said, but guess what? I've met people like you that knew what I knew early, but I'm far better than them. Because I woke up with the fact that, hey, move, you need to move. And some of them got carried away and they felt I started early and I'm like, hey. So it's relative. What is important at the end of the day is the value you've accumulated.
And this is also motivating, I mean, what you just mentioned, because it also helps you understand that do not compare yourself with anyone.
No.
And we were all presented with different opportunities. There's so many factors that also is relating to your growth and success. So the things you faced might not be the things that I faced or I faced while growing up. So we can't be compared with the same, yet it would be unfair to use the same pedestal, right? So like you said, whenever you finally come to terms with your own purpose, that is when you should start, like hit the ground running.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
So I don't know if you heard of the story of Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, about how he became who he is today.
Okay.
Poor community in Brazil, they have a place where they play football. He has a very good friend that's far better than him. Particularly someone that came to scout, for talent to play at, national level and international level, came to watch them play. And it was out for the highest goal scorer. Ronaldo scored the first goal. His friend scored another goal. Then they were going to score. The friend was going to score the second goal. Time was not really, favoring them. It was not, the time was running out.
Yeah.
And the guy was going to score, but he deliberately passed it to Ronaldo.
Wow.
For him to be the highest goal scorer. And Ronaldo became the highest goal scorer. And then Ronaldo went to him. Why didn't you score?
Yeah.
He said, Ronaldo, I'm better than you. There's likelihood that when another person comes to scout, I'll be the next they'll pick. There's this slim possibility that anybody will ever come to scout and pick. So since the criteria is that they're looking for highest goal scorer, you'll be the highest goal scorer. Just to prove to you and your friend. That guy is richer than Ronaldo. That guy maybe.
Did they come back for him?
Ronaldo, for every mansion he bought him one. You don't know him. But do you know how he feels when the world is celebrating Ronaldo? In his quiet apartment.
Yeah.
He knows, I don't need the applause.
I don't need that.
I don't need the fame. I don't need the lights. I don't need the red carpet. But that guy knows. The world knows. That cares to know. And
that's enough for him.
His success.
Whoa. Deep words.
There are people that will commit suicide. But that guy, there are too many things. There are deep things to celebrate within your heart that will be too heavy for negative thoughts to have a place.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
For me, our organization has trained over 6,000 people in this business. We had a meeting here just yesterday. We built a cluster to see how we can empower them. We had a meeting here, about 25 came around. They keep reminding me of how their life has changed because of the little that I've done. So I got home yesterday and I was telling someone that yesterday was one of my best days of my life. It's to remind me that Biodun, your presence here is worth it.
Honestly, I feel like that's one of the best qualities of a good leader. Having persons is not just about leading people and having people pass through you. It's having them come back to tell you how much you've done for them. I think that's what will make you know that you are a good leader indeed.
Yes, but also don't depend for them to come back to tell you how much.
Okay, true.
It'll probably help
Hmm.
5,000 maybe one to say thank you.
But always know that you give your best at all times.
Yes, but remind yourself that you're doing well. You have to love yourself. Self-love is one of the things. You have to take care of yourself. When last did you make your hair because of you, rather than people looking at you? When last did you wear makeup just to affirm yourself that you're pretty, you're lovely?
Just for you.
For you. Self-love.
So
it's a thin line between being selfish, self-love. See, there's no how you will love other people if you don't love yourself.
Sure.
You understand? So it's balanced.
You can only give what you really have.
Exactly. The reason why a lot of people are very mean. You see wealthy people, wealthy people treat house up like piece of bag. You're wondering. I mean, you have excess, you give them food like dogs and stuff. They don't love themselves.
Right.
Everything, the car they drive because of their neighbor. The cars they bought it for it. Impression.
Validation.
Yes, everything. Virtually everything. The mobile phone, the nails they fix, everything. Places they've traveled to, everything. They relocated because others are relocated. Everything. It's really little or nothing they do for themselves. They do everything for people that they see. You can't love people because deep down you're very sad, you're a miserable person. So one of the things you want to do is to make every other person miserable.
Wow.
So that you know you are not doing it.
True. I honestly live my life that way as well, because there are a lot of things. My friends ask me, how come you're not impressed by this person? How come you're not doing this? Oh, I know you can change your car. You've not changed your car yet. How come you've not done this? And in my head, I'm like, it doesn't really matter.
I want to drive a good car because I love cars.
Exactly, not because I'm trying to impress you.
I want to always keep the AC of my car working.
Yes.
Because I love to have a car that's chilled.
Yeah.
And to listen to good music.
Yeah.
I don't want external noise.
Exactly.
So even if my car is a 1992 model, when my mates are buying 2002 model or 2022 model, so that 1992 model will make it very comfortable for me.
I mean, this resonates with me well, so yeah. I totally understand.
So I mean, people, and that's why we have to be very conscious how we raise the young ones.
Yeah.
So I raise my children deliberately that I raise them to know. I started to let them know that they are too loaded to just be for them. All right. So my two kids.
How old are they?
11 and 9.
Okay.
So my two kids cultivate the habit of sharing.
Wow.
Cultivate the habit of sharing. There's always something they want to give to their friends. I encourage it. Why not just give it to your friend? Why not give? So we're in traffic, someone comes to bed. Daddy, let's share. Give him some money. I want to inculcate
it. It becomes a part of them gradually.
It's not about you can't keep a person.
I honestly feel like parents need to do better, because when you see a lot of selfishness in people, you realize that this is a trait that you've grown with.
Selfish leaders, politicians. What do you think?
Right.
They amass so much wealth to the point that they start stashing cash in places where the naira note or something else that's still comes so bad that they can't spend it. So they keep the money they won't spend.
They won't spend.
It's a mental disorder.
Well, it's been a deep conversation today. So, Mr. Biodun, my final question is, what advice do you have for our listeners, especially new startups, new businesses, new business owners? What businesses would you have? And even already thriving businesses, right? What advice would you give for anyone out there in business? I like the deep breath.
My advice is that life is war. Be ready to fight. Life is war. Be ready to fight. Not a bed of roses. When you have roses on the bed and you are ready to succeed, you might not even have it deep because you have to keep fighting. And when you fight joyfully. Fight with an expected end that you will succeed. When you're fighting, paint a picture of when you share a success story like this on the world stage, while you were able to survive, fighting through life. Feed yourself with the things that will keep you as a soldier of life. Soldiers don't go to war with emotions. They go to war deliberately. With a trained mind, psychologically, physically, spiritually, emotional. Even if they die, they'll die on a honorable death. If they make it in life, they have a good story to tell. However it goes, stories will be told about them from someone else, or they will tell it themselves. But the beautiful thing about business is that physically you will not die. You can only lose some businesses. You can only get indebted. You can only fail at some things. People will laugh at you. People will chase after you for money you're owing that you will not pay, obviously. But at some point, when you succeed, the people that you failed or laughed at you will be glad that you failed them, because they would also share from your glory. That there was a time you could not pay me ordinary 100,000. That is worth 100 billion. Then you will also have had to defend. See your future that way. And your battle will be easier to fight. So life is one. Fight with all your might.
Whoa, thank you so much. Like this is like very deep. And honestly, I wish this is something I was told when I was younger, because I realized this when I was thrown into life. I realized that life is actually war. And you bear some scars along the way, but like a warrior, you bear your scars proudly.
Exactly.
Proudly. So deep words. Whoa, thank you so much. This is so much. I have to go through this again because I learned a lot, like I always do every time I talk to you. Mr. Biodun, I thank you for coming to this channel. I know you're a very busy person, even having to schedule this video. Oh my God, it was a lot. I really appreciate you being here. And thank you all for watching today's episode. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please click on the subscribe button below. Of course, you want to be notified of wonderful content like this. Like this video, of course. Share this video with your family, your friends. It's definitely going to be useful to a lot of persons. Mr. Biodun, I'll keep your Instagram handle below. So I mean, your page, we can check out your page, your work, and also of course patronize you, because you have great work there, and I mean it, like very great work. So thank you guys for joining again today, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys.
Bye.